Today we're going to take a look at and also show you how to install the Optronics Oval Trailer Clearance and Side Marker Light with Reflector, offering the amber lens. The part number is MC38AB. Now here's what our light's going to look like installed. This is a fully DOT compliant side marker and clearance light, so not going to have to worry about any rules state to state. Does a nice job of marking. You see we've kind of got it on a 45 here as a clearance light, but do just as good of a job down on the trailer as a side marker. It also offers a reflectorized lens. You can kind of see it around that outside section. That's going to meet the DOT criteria for a reflector, so you won't have to worry about having a separate one mounted anywhere else. You'll also notice here around the outside the lens is reflectorized. That's going to meet the DOT standards for a reflector, so you won't have to worry about having an additional one mounted anywhere. And when your trailer's sitting in a dark area, as you pull up to it, it's going to light up so you'll be able to see it. Now this style incandescent light, it's going to offer the single bulb in there. It's pretty much industry standard. You'll see these on a lot of factory style trailers. When comparing it to an incandescent light, really not going to be any sort of a difference there. When we compare this to an LED light though, there are some advantages with the LED light. See a lot of people kind of switching over to those. They last a lot longer. They don't have the incandescent filament in there, which can become damaged over time, rougher terrain. They also don't use as much power, so we're not going to be drawing as much through our vehicle light system. And they tend to offer a cleaner and more bright light than what we see out of a standard incandescent. Now the mounting holes are designed on 3-inch centers, so that's going to be right in line with all the standard type lights, so this should be a good replacement for you. The lens is also something that can be easily removed and replaced, so if for some reason a rock were to hit it and break it, anything like that, you can simply buy the cover and not have to worry about replacing the entire light. Now to begin your installation, of course you're going to want to start with the old light removed from your trailer. You can see this is a fiberglass corner. So we're going to have what they traditionally refer to as like a 2-wire setup. Now this is listed as a single wire light, but we'll show you how to make it work. So in your application, if you do run into this, you'll know how to make this work without any issue. If you were going to be mounting this light to metal, like down here, when you place your screw through to secure it, that metal portion right there creates your ground. So you won't have to worry about taking the additional step we do with our white wire. Now the first connection is going to be the black wire to whatever wire sends your running light signal. In our case it's a brown wire, but trailers are always different, so it's a good idea to test and make sure. Or if you removed just a side marker light here, well, it's a good chance that wire is going to be the one you need. Then we're going to strip back the wire on our light there. We're going to twist it up, and we like to use heat shrink butt connectors here. You could use standard butt connectors as well. These just do a superior job at keeping out any kind of moisture, which eventually leads to corrosion and then failure. This is part number DW05744. That just gets placed on. We're going to crimp that down. And we'll do the same for our brown wire here. Strip it back, twist it, and crimp it. Now the white wire, you can see that little oval hole there at the top. We're going to bring that through, then we'll strip it back. And I'm going to add on a little ring terminal. It's got maybe a 1/4 inch opening on it there. I'll slide that down on and we'll crimp it into place. Now to shrink your connector down, you'll want to use a heat source. We're just going to use a lighter. You can also use a heat gun and a mini torch. The key is just to give it gentle heat. You don't want to overheat it or melt it or anything. You'll notice once it gets fully shrank down like that, it looks like the wire is magnified. There's even a little bit of clear gel that comes out of the end there. So once you see that, that signifies you got it shrink down properly. I'm going to do that on both sides. We'll just feed our wires in. We just need enough on this one so we can bring our screw through it. So just need a little bit of slack there. And we're going to reuse the existing hardware. And this is going to act as our ground, just as if we were screwing that screw right into metal. It'll get its ground contact. And our light should work without any type of issue. And once we have our hardware installed, all we need to do at that point is just pop our lens on. Now we'll be ready to test it out, make sure it's working properly. Now to test out your light, you can simply connect it to your vehicle, turn on the running lights, make sure it's working, or use a trailer tester like we're going to use today, turn it on, and that'll complete our look at the Optronics Oval Trailer Clearance and Side Marker Light, part number MC38AB.